What is up, YouTube? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care, and today I have a album review. This is the first album review that I have ever done, so I'm pretty interested for how this goes. So let me not waste any time. So the album that I bought, well, am reviewing and bought, I actually went into Best Buy this morning when it opened, and I had the first copy in my hands for this album, and this is probably one of my anticipated albums of the year, and that would be Arch Enemy's Will to Power. This is the follow-up to 2014's War Eternal, a fantastic album. The backstory for me and Arch Enemy, how I know them, well, not really know them, but I was never really a big death metal fan up until the point that War Eternal came out, and whenever that album came out, their original lead singer, Angela Gossow, if I'm pronouncing that right, if I'm not, my bad, stepped down as the vocalist, and said she was doing something with management for the band still. So is she still technically, well, I mean, she's not like a member, but I mean, she's still working with the band, so not much of a departure there. But yeah, they replaced her with vocalist from the Antagonists, Alyssa White Gloves, if I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, my bad. But yeah, I thought her vocal delivery on that album was pretty fantastic, as much as the album was. It was a pretty fun album to listen to. I still love the album. And then going into this album, I was pretty excited to see what they had next in store. So let me get into the singles that they released for this album. The singles on this album, which is The World Is Yours and The Eagle Flies Alone, I'm not gonna lie, they're not as catchy or memorable as the singles from War Eternal. When I first heard The World Is Yours, I mean, I thought it was an okay track, but I know they were capable of doing more. But, I mean, for what it was okay. I really enjoyed Loomis's solo. Jeff Loomis, who is the new guitarist for the band. He replaced Nick Cordle, who left shortly after the recordings of, or shortly after War Eternal came out. So they replaced him with Loomis. If you don't know who Jeff Loomis is, he was in Nevermore. And auditioned to be in Megadeth, but he was too young at that time to even be considered. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed the solos that Loomis said he was only going to be doing solos for the band, not doing any songwriting, which I think sucks, because I think Jeff Loomis is a fantastic songwriter. But anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on The World Is Yours. The Eagle Flies Alone, I think, is a little bit better than The World Is Yours, but it doesn't quite have that staying power. I really enjoyed the clean backing vocals for the song, which clean vocals actually appear a little bit on this album. I'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, I really enjoyed that part, and as much as I liked The Eagle Flies Alone more than The World Is Yours, I definitely can't say it's as great of a track, but yeah, those are my opinions on the two singles they released from this album. So let me get into some of the tracks that I found pretty interesting. One of the tracks that is definitely sonically different from anything that they have ever done is Reason to Believe, which is actually a ballad. I know, how shocking. A death metal band doing a power ballad, The World's Gonna End. But, I mean, from what I hear, Alyssa did clean vocals in her old band, The Agonist, if I'm pronouncing that right. But, for this song, I really enjoy her clean vocals, and I hope she does more whenever they release new music, whenever that'll be soon. But, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good experiment. Christopher Amont, who is Michael Amont's brother and the former lead guitar, or one of the guitarists for the band, actually did keyboards and guitars for this song. So I thought That was pretty neat, pretty different from anything that they've done. So I definitely would love to see more of that. Not so much, but I mean just a little more of the clean vocals. Next track is another track that I really loved is the final track. If you have the iTunes or the Digipack Best Buy edition, is a cover by Charged H or GBH, my bad, called "City Baby Attacked by Rats." It's very punky, like a punk song. I don't know much about the original. I haven't heard that one yet, but I really had fun listening to this album. I bet the band must have had a good time jamming to this song whenever that came out. But I really love the instruments, the guitar work on that song, for as much of a punk song it is. And I really, I really love the backing vocals for this song too. Whenever they're going "Attacked by Rats," so yeah. Another track that I found pretty interesting was the closing track. If you didn't have the iTunes or the Digipack Best Buy edition, was "A Fight I Must Win," which is brings the symphonic element of War Eternal into this album. I really love the opening to it, and I really love the message to it, with the whole, never give up kind of feel to it. So I definitely enjoyed that track. Let me find another one. The two instrumental tracks, Set Flame to the Night and Saturating, they were pretty interesting. Set Flame to the Night, it was a good instrumental to open this album with. So, and then Saturating, if I'm pronouncing that right, I might not be, but who knows. Saturating, I really love the keyboards that they added to this. They kind of added a little bit of keyboards to this album with The World Is Yours, First Day in Hell, which I'll get to in a minute, and this track, which is an instrumental and brings a little bit of guitars into it by the end. But yeah, my least favorite track of this album has to be My Shadow and I. It's just pretty death metal generic. Nothing really interesting to it, or I didn't find anything interested to it, so I just skipped the track. And another track that I found pretty interesting musically was First Day in Hell, which kind of opens with this kind of Middle Eastern kind of riff from Amont. And Amont wrote most of the lyrics to this album, or he wrote half the lyrics, and Alyssa White Gloves did the other half of the lyrics to this album. So lyrically, I think it was pretty interesting. I think lyrically, this might be one of their better albums, honestly. So, yeah. Let's see, am I missing anything? Oh, Blood in the Water, I really love the solo to it. Kind of reminds me of Dave Mustaine, who is the lead singer and lead guitarist for my favorite band of all time, Megadeth. I thought the guitar work on that song was pretty good, and I really love the chorus to that song. So, yeah. Would I recommend this album? I would definitely recommend this album. Is it better than War Eternal? In my opinion, not right now, but it's a growing album. It takes time to kind of grow from the first listen of the album. So, yeah, for my rating of this album, I'd give it a heavy 8.5, maybe a light 9 for this album. So, thank you all for watching my review. Hope to be making more soon, and thank you all for watching.